Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here today to another edition of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel. The Pocono doubleheader is here for the NASCAR Cup Series side of things. We got the Pocono Organics 325 here today at Pocono Raceway, and then following this race, we will have another race at Pocono, the second race of the Pocono doubleheader on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule, and that will be the Pocono 350 coming up immediately after the following of this race. I believe we have a set start time for 5:30, if I'm not mistaken there. So, about to hop on into this. No qualifying, no practice coming into this race, so Blaney will be starting from the rear of the field. William Byron, Timmy Hill, and Bubba Wallace will all be starting at the rear of the field along with Ryan Blaney. Yes, we are using the All-Star paint scheme. I just felt like using it. I saw it on here, and I was at this race in person, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to use it for the first time. I haven't used it yet. So here we go. Using the steering wheel for both of the Pocono races today. The green flag is in the air, and we are underway. Pocono doubleheader, race 1. Only 25 laps in the opening stage of the race. Not a lot of time for these Cup cars to try and go, especially for these 4 at the very back trying to get to the front. More so for Blaney, Byron, and perhaps Bubba Wallace. We don't know exactly how fast he'll be today. Quickly some spots gained on the initial start, though, for the 12 of Blaney. A little tight there through turn 2. Has to kind of let Michael McDowell go. A little contact. Tried a couple cars there. Ross Chastain caught a little bit of the 12 as well. Came down the track after the initial contact with the 34 on the outside off of turn 2. Lap 1 in the books. Joey Logano will lead the opening lap of the race at Pocono. Big run in the draft. Drafting will be very relevant in today's race with this 550 horsepower package. Seen it being used here with huge benefits in the early going of this race. 3 wide into turn 2. We didn't see that at all in the truck or Xfinity race. Is it going to work here? Oh, a little contact. It wasn't clean. They made it through. 38 got a little loose on corner exit, made contact with the 12 of Blaney, who was on the bottom. Nemechek was stuck in the middle and trying to keep it off the 13 of Ty Dillon. Look at Dillon use the side draft on the outside. And now David Reagan is all over the back bumper of Blaney. Blaney throws the block on the bottom. Reagan gave him one huge push. It's going to allow Blaney to get right on by Joey Gase as well. Blaney kind of stuck on the outside. He could not stick turn 1 at all there. And David Reagan now going to get underneath him for position. Hasn't cleared him yet. Blaney hanging right on that right rear. Nemechek going to slide underneath as well. Little contact there. 3 wide through the tunnel turn behind again. Ty Dillon, Joey Gase, Chad Fincham back there. They barely made it through the corner. And again, Blaney down to the inside trying to break the draft. So hard to pass on this racetrack. We saw that yesterday in both the truck and the Xfinity race. Gaming Hot Plays, welcome to the stream. Blaney got the left sides on the apron there through turn 1. Slides right up in front of the 38. Oh, and the 38, Nemechek kind of put Blaney in the wall. Blaney had him cleared, and then Nemechek came back on that left rear corner panel. There was some slight contact, and Blaney slid right up into the fence. Accidental contact, I'm sure. Second time those two have already gotten together in the early going of the race. That 12 car is really tight right now. Did a good job just trying to keep it off of the 38 that time as well. You definitely see the straightaway speed. It's just the corner entry and the corner exit is just not there for the 12 car right now. The very, very short opening stage of the race, only being 25 laps long. This is going to be tough for Blaney just to get into the top 10 and get any sort of stage points. Now he's bump drafting Josh Balicki off of turn 1. Lets him go as they get off into turn 2. And he'll get around Balicki now on corner exit. Clear before they even get off into turn 3. Already just 20 laps to go in stage 1. Didn't take long at all. Blaney to the inside of Custer for 21st. Just barely going to slide up in between him and the 21 car. Now looking underneath Matt DiBenedetto. Blaney's car starting to come to him up to the top 20. Michelle Rafter, welcome to the stream. Things very spaced out already. Did not take long. Off the initial start of the race, Blaney lifts off the exit of turn 1 and now quickly down to the bottom trying to break the draft on Suarez, who had a lot better corner exit. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. I did not watch the award show, no, but I did see all the award winners. He's starting to roll through these corners a little bit better. Again, the lack of practice in qualifying definitely hurt, but at least we have the Truck Series race with the steering wheel yesterday. Oh, we got a blown engine. Chris Buescher off of turn 1 as Blaney had to duck and avoid Almirola, who was slowing up behind Buescher. Johnson also slowed up. And Blaney is now going to try to make the pass on Johnson off of turn 2 for 16th. And he'll beat him into turn 3. So Chris Buescher trying to make it to pit road as we stay green here at Pocono. Blaney's still really tight. Raises the wall off of turn 1. Definitely struggling right now. Car's slowly getting a little bit better over the course of the longer run, but it is still really tight in the early going of the race. We'll see as this run increases and we get more and more laps during the course of this run, how much will it loosen up and free up. That is going to decide whether or not he's going to make an adjustment change when they come to pit road, or what kind of an adjustment change he might make coming to pit road. But nobody has to pit in the opening stage of the race with how short it is, just 25 laps. Likely going to have to make a pit stop, though, in stages 2 and 3, as those two stages will be a little bit similar in length. The opening stage, definitely the shortest of the three in both races here today. Got 10 people currently watching. Thanks for everybody tuning in here. First race of 2 on a Pocono doubleheader Saturday afternoon. So Busher, by the way, was able to make it to pit road a couple laps ago after blowing his engine. Big run into turn 1. Underneath Bell and now Eric Jones. Jones kind of pinching the 12 car off of turn 1. That did not help Eric Jones at all, though. It seemed like Blaney was able to get on that left rear corner panel, side draft him just enough, and now swept away from him, not allowing Jones to side draft him back. Oh, car on the wall, turn 2. Alex Bowman blowing right front tire in the caution will wave for the first time today. Hard hit into the outside wall in turn 2. Looked like that right front definitely gave out on him. And that is the first caution of the race. Only took until lap 11. Tough break for Bowman. Still hit pit road. Other drivers at the rear also going to pit. Bobby Carter, Brendan Gaughan, Chad Fincham back there. And nobody at the front of the field will hit pit road outside of Bowman, who obviously brought out the caution. Heavy damage to the right side of his race car. Yeah, using Ryan Blaney for both races, obviously. Championship mode races. So we're near closer to the end of the regular season with both these Pocono races today. Green flag back in the air, just 11 laps to go in stage 1. Logano has led them all up to this point. Having that track position at the front of the field. We see crazy restarts in the past, though, at Pocono. Look at Blaney sending it into turn 1, 3 wide. Still 3 wide on corner exit. We have seen contact in turn 2 when they go 3 wide. Blaney into turn 2 underneath Elliott and Hamlin. Tried to stick the corner this time. There was no contact on corner exit like we saw the first 2 times between other drivers going 3 wide in the tunnel turn. Blaney trying to make up as much ground as he can on the restart. And he is going to move up to 6th. 5 spots gained on the restart for Blaney on the first lap. Quickly down to the bottom of the track, 10 laps to go in stage 1. That caution definitely helped the 12 team. Packed all these cars right back together. He is up to 4th place. And in line behind Harvick, heavily on the brakes there in turn 1. Kurt Busch still trying to get around Logano now. I think Blaney might have the fastest car on the track at this point in the run. Car's freed up quite a bit. He might have a shot into turn 2 for the lead. Logano looked to go low. Blaney took his line away, but he couldn't take the lead. And now Kurt Busch trying to cross Blaney back over for 2nd. Not going to be able to get the run into turn 3. Blaney again to the bottom underneath Logano. He'll try it again. Penske car side by side for the lead at the front of the field, but Logano able to hold on. So hard to pass the car with the clean air, especially cleanly, and Blaney is trying to stay off of him. Gets a big run down the long pond straightaway. Using the draft to his advantage into turn 1, side by side again. And Blaney will clear Joey Logano for the lead. Kurt Busch couldn't quite slide underneath Joey at the same time, too. He's still stuck in line behind him in 3rd. And Ryan Blaney will take his first lead of the race. So Blaney will lead his first lap at the line. It'll be lap 18. We'll only have 8 laps to go at the start-finish line this time as well. Bowman's coming from quite a ways back in the field on fresher tires after they had repaired their damage after bringing out that first caution of the race. Yeah, Michelle, so I don't have the face cam with the NASCAR Heat 5 because I'm trying to get the better quality. The reason why I'm doing that, I'm streaming this off of my laptop because I don't get as good of connection with our Wi-Fi from where my PlayStation is in the house. So I'm streaming from my laptop. I have a new Elgato, or not a new one, but a different one, different capture card from what I'm using for my PS2. And I'm not able to use OBS, and I have to get a new camera now to get the face cam on there for these streams. So it's either I have the face cam and the quality is not great because I would only have 2G for my Wi-Fi instead of 5G, or there's no face cam but the quality's visual quality's 10 times better. I've noticed the audio's a little fuzzy too at times, not the entire time, but yeah, that would be why. But as soon as I can get like a different face cam, for sure we'll get the face cam back up again. Because the one I had before is strictly for my PS4, and because I'm not streaming through my PS4, it will not work. Unfortunately. There's no way to plug it into my laptop. But yeah, we'll have a face cam back at some point in time in the near future. So Blaney's starting to pull away since he has gotten to the lead. Again, that restart really helped him out quite a bit. Bunched the field back up together. It was going to be tough for him to run down Logano if we went green flag all the way through stage 1, but the caution helps him, and Ryan Blaney leads still. Just 5 laps to go in stage 1. Now he's just hoping it stays green. Car's handling fine on the long run. It's just the very beginning of the run. Really tight for about those first 10 laps. Then it frees up perfectly. This is one of those racetracks, though, that you can short pit and not lose a lap while short pitting. And you're going to see that in stages 2 and 3 in both races. Likely going to be seeing Blaney split the stage in half. We were able to sweep both stages in both races yesterday in the Truck and Xfinity race and got the win in both of them. Can we do the same thing today in both Pocono races, though, this time in 2 Cup races? It'll be a little bit harder. This has probably been the closest of the 3 series all season as far as the competitiveness from top to bottom through the field. Not as many wins for the 12 team this season compared to what we've seen in the Truck and Xfinity races this year. Blaney on his way to scoring 10 stage points here, getting another playoff point to that total. Two more laps left. Stage 1. No lap traffic at all in this opening stage. Even before the caution, the leaders got nowhere close to the lap traffic. We only ran to lap 11. And this is another 11 lap run to the end of the stage from when we went green after that caution. Yeah, my favorite driver is Ryan Blaney. That's why we're using him on Season 2 here. Wanted to use him at some point in time. I grew up local dirt track racing, or going to local dirt tracks, and his uncle raced in Northwest Ohio area. So, I mean, I was watching his uncle race every weekend. So when Ryan was breaking into the NASCAR scene back in the mid-2010s, I was like, he's going to have to be my favorite driver when he gets to the Cup Series. So, for sure, that would be why he's my favorite driver. I always kind of rooted for Dave Blaney when he was in NASCAR too, for that reason. But he was never in good enough equipment for me to really root for him race after race after race. But I will stick with Ryan every step of the way. Green, white, checkered flag in the air off of turn 3. Ryan Blaney will win stage 1 at Pocono. Pit stops will be coming at the stage break. So stage 1 is complete. Again, Ryan Blaney with the win. Penske 1-2 as Joey Logano will finish in second, followed by Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, your top 5. Keselowski, BJ McLeod, another great start to this race. Alex Bowman got back into the top 10, finishing 8th after restarting at the back, blowing that right front tire. With the fresh tires, he got all the way up to 8th in 11 laps. That's pretty insane. And Chase Elliott Knight to Denny Hamlin rounds out the top 10. So those are all the drivers that will receive stage points here in this opening stage. So 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel coming for pretty much everybody. Even Bowman's hitting pit road once again. And everybody should have to make a pit stop at some point in this second stage as well. The green flag will be back in the air. Blaney wins the race off pit road. He'll lead the field to the green. Penske on the front row with Logano on the outside. So 52 laps here in stage 2, 49 of them as we go green. Kevin Harvick restarting in third. He's going to get to the inside of Joey Logano. Blaney starting to push up the racetrack slightly, but has the clean air advantage. He'll hold on to the lead off of turn 1. But he does not have a very fast race car on the short runs. We saw how tight he was for about the first 10 laps. Oh, 3 wide. Kevin Harvick goes up the middle. Logano to the outside off of turn 2. I don't even know how they made it through there. They were 3x3 behind these guys as well. Saw Bowman inside of Keselowski and BJ McLeod. McLeod gets shuffled to the outside. Keselowski goes backwards and Kurt Busch moves up. And now Chase Elliott all of a sudden is trying to get into the top 5. He's up to 4th. Blaney going to try to cross him over. And Joey Logano back to the lead again at Pocono. And almost into the wall goes Blaney. Had to check up. Elliott checks up behind as well. Elliott gave Blaney a shot in there. Back underneath Boyer. Blaney just can't get back to the gas as soon as he wants. 4 wide off of turn 2. Contact between Keselowski and Blaney. Hamlin went low as Elliott was on the outside. Look at Keselowski haul it into turn 3 on the top as well. And Blaney continues to move backwards once again. Look at how many spots he has lost in the first 2 laps since the restart. William Byron has just given him one heck of a push now. Aiden Rowland, welcome to the stream. And now Bowman to push Blaney. Yeah, again, face cam on the, I guess delay would be the right word for that. Keselowski 3 wide into turn 2 as he slides up almost into the 11 and the 9. That was a bold move by Brad Keselowski, and that's going to open the door for Blaney to get inside of Hamlin into turn 3. These guys are racing hard in the middle of the pack. But yeah, I'm streaming from my laptop, and I don't have a camera yet for that. And the reason why I'm streaming from my laptop and not my PS4 is because the video quality is a lot better. I don't get as good of connection with my PS4 despite upgrading the Wi-Fi. So by using the laptop, I have near perfect reception. And the visual quality is a lot better. So unfortunately, there's no face cam. But it's nowhere near as fuzzy as of a picture as what it would have been streaming off the PS4. Kenseth now to the inside of Blaney off of turn 3, trying to side draft him down the Long Pond straightaway. But Blaney's in the draft of Boyer, and Boyer and Elliott are side by side. Not anymore. Blaney just sends it off into turn 1. All the way on the bottom of the track. Contact with Boyer up the track, and that's going to allow Kenseth to go 3 wide. So these guys are racing mid-pack very hard off this restart. Blaney's just going to let Kenseth go on the bottom. He did not want to be stuck in the middle, 3 wide in the tunnel turn. Oh, slides up into Boyer. Just couldn't get the rotation in the center of the corner. Yeah, okay, so at least you guys are able to notice the difference in the quality being a lot better. Yes, that would be why. So I just have to legitimately just go out and buy like a legitimate camera that I can plug into my laptop, and then we can get an actual face cam on there again. Then I gotta figure out where to set the face cam because it's gonna have to be different from where I had the PS4 camera. So yeah, I gotta decide that whenever I can. Obviously, I have some time this weekend without NASCAR running, so there's a good chance I'm gonna go to Best Buy again sometime soon. And it would likely, I'd almost say tomorrow, but we're streaming earlier tomorrow because we're doing a doubleheader tomorrow too. And I think they close at 8 o'clock, and by the time the second Pocono race gets done, I mean, it's going to be close to 7 o'clock, and it takes me about a half hour to get there, so it'd be tough to do today. If I have time today, there's a good chance I do it. If not, I'll just wake up early tomorrow morning and go. Doesn't bother me at all. I got dicey into turn 1 again. More 3-wide action. Keselowski clears Elliott on the top. I think Blaney kind of pulled him back a little bit with the side draft. And he shot it to the inside on the bottom of the track. He's hanging with these guys about as best as he can with a tight race car. Oh, and Elliott with the crossover. As he takes Blaney and Keselowski 3 wide now. Kenseth going to give Blaney a shot. Blaney overruns turn 3 with that push. And here comes William Byron in the 24. Blaney down low to block. And Keselowski 3 wide into turn 1 underneath both Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin. Look at this. We have seen so much 3 wide racing today. Probably more already in the early going of this race compared to what we saw in the Truck and Xfinity races combined yesterday. And we still got another Pocono race after this one. Blaney to the inside. 3 wide underneath Keselowski and Bell into turn 2. Keselowski got out of the gas, let the 95 and the 12 go, and that allows Elliott and Hamlin to go 3 wide and split him from behind. Blaney trying to block Elliott on the inside now. Bell down low to block Blaney into turn 3. Blaney and Hamlin are side by side in turn 3. Hamlin gets the run off the top. Elliott on the bottom. Keselowski ducks in line now behind the 12 car. Blaney with the run though down the Long Pond straightaway. Bell looking low. Momentum cut off by the 12. There's BJ McLeod in 5th place, who kind of broke away from this pack of 6 or 7 cars that were just battling back and forth, 3 wide racing for about the last 4 or 5 laps. So he is broken away now. And McLeod finished 7th back in stage 1. It looks like he's got another good car. He's got 3 top 10s on the season already. Needs a lot more consistency. He's not going to get into the playoffs on points. He needs a win, but he has shown speed at multiple times. And with this being a doubleheader at Pocono, he runs good today. There's a good chance he runs good in the next race today. See McLeod running just a tad bit higher line in turn 1. Blaney stuck in the bottom a lot better. And meanwhile, as that race and that battle was going on back there for 6th at the time, for a handful of laps, the top 3 are still clogged together. Logano has led every lap so far in this stage. And remember, he led about the first 17 laps, 16 laps actually in stage 1, so Logano definitely has speed. Blaney trying to clear the 78 of McLeod, and he barely pulls up in front of him off of turn 3, and McLeod gives him a shot now. Trying to keep the momentum up for both drivers down the Long Pond straightaway. J-Rock Plays, welcome to the stream. Kenseth is the man. Yeah, we got a couple Matt Kenseth fans here in the chat. I was always kind of a fan of the Roush drivers. When I grew up, I was a Greg Biffle fan as far as NASCAR went when I was a kid. But with the return of that, I pretty much rooted for all the Roush cars. Whether it was Mark Martin, Matt Kenseth, obviously Greg Biffle was my favorite of the bunch, Carl Edwards when he was there. Even Jamie McMurray when he was in the 26 car. I love that Irwin paint scheme. And Kurt Busch had that paint scheme before as well when he was at Roush. Even the Sharpie schemes for Kurt Busch were pretty cool. Jeffrey Dunn, welcome to the stream. Do I like the new DLC? As far as like the actual like gameplay goes, I don't really notice a difference, so I don't know if they really enhanced anything there. They might have at some tracks that I haven't raced at since the DLC. But as far as the paint schemes go, I mean, I guess it gives Blaney a couple more that we could use throughout the course of this season. Like we're running today, we got the All-Star paint scheme. Of course, there's no All-Star race for me to use it on this game, so why not use it during the regular season a couple times in return? Got our Darlington throwback now for when we get to that point in the season. Blaney trying to run those guys down. Side by side for second place up there between Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick. Harvick on the outside, Kurt Busch on the inside of the racetrack. And... sorry, the other way around. Harvick's on the inside, Kurt Busch is on the outside. Busch was able to hold him off for there. 36 to go, stage 2. 14, 15 laps in. Blaney's still about 4 seconds off the lead. Of course, in the 5th position, has a few cars to pass in between there. No lap traffic for the leaders up to this point. We're on this long 2.5 mile racetrack. His throwback was Paul Menard, I believe. I think it was Paul Menard. I think it was Paul Menard's Maytag paint scheme in his early Busch Series days, if I'm not mistaken, from this season. Well, I think, was Maytag a sponsor for that? Yeah, Maytag was... I don't know if Maytag was Paul Menard's sponsor at the time, but that was Blaney's sponsor on the car when he raced. So we got a car up in smoke, a lap car up in smoke in turn 1. Might have missed pit road. And that is going to slow up Logano and the rest of the field here. I think he's in the wall off of turn 1 too. That is going to slow up this pack of cars going into turn 2. This could get very dicey. There's a ton of smoke up there, and it is holding up the leaders. Oh, look at this bunch as they split them 3 wide. That's Josh Bilicki in the 7, who could not get out of the way. My goodness, that cost Logano the lead. Kevin Harvick is now out in front, and Kurt Busch and Logano split him 3 wide in the tunnel turn. I was going to say, I should have remembered that because I went there in person this year. I was at Darlington this season. I don't know for why I couldn't remember it off the top of my head. Probably because it was a good paint scheme, it was a good throwback scheme, but it wasn't one of my top favorites. Probably why I couldn't really remember it. It's probably the only reason I do remember it is because I'm a Blaney fan and I was there in person. Probably those two combinations of things. Blaney to the inside, 3 wide. Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, and he's up to 3rd easily. Big run now on Kurt Busch for 2nd. He might even go for the lead on Kevin Harvick all the way to the bottom of the track. On the apron, and he got it to stick. I mean, there was no room between the car and grass. He was using all the pavement possible down there. And Ryan Blaney into turn 3 will now take the lead. Kurt Busch to the inside of Harvick for 2nd. Lap traffic coming up likely next lap. And Blaney is out in front for the 2nd time today. 33 to go, stage 2. Likely going to split this stage in half. Pit right around 25 laps to go. Seems to be better on older tires. Not seeing a ton of tire fall off today, so if he can short pit before a caution comes out, he won't have to worry about going a lap down around this 2.5 mile racetrack. It takes over 50 seconds to get around the track. If you're within 10 to 15 seconds of the lead, you should be able to stay on the lead lap with a 4-tire stop. Favorite Ryan Blaney scheme? You know, most people call it kind of like an uglier paint scheme, but I do really like his Benzoil scheme that he ran in the Roval when he won a couple years ago. He's ran that scheme a couple times since too, but I do really like that scheme for some reason. I don't know what pops about it. I think it's just the Pennzoil schemes in general, because I think Joey Logano usually has pretty good Pennzoil paint schemes. And even the Indy cars with the Pennzoil schemes over the years have looked pretty cool. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. I think he's just hustling around the lap traffic. Back marker cars towards the rear of the field. quickly a 2.5-second lead now for Ryan Blaney over Kurt Busch. His PPG paint scheme is really sick too. That one's probably the best one. I do like that Pennzoil paint scheme he has too. Blaney locked the brakes in turn one, the center of the corner. He kind of clipped the apron with the left front tire and about turned him right around. Braves football team, welcome to the stream. Tim Irvin, welcome as well. So green flag pit stops will be coming up very soon. Again, Blaney will split the stage in half. In about another 5 laps or so. He's got about a 5-second lead on Kurt Busch. Just took the lead for the first time in the second stage since restarting out in front. But he wasn't able to lead a lap under green yet in this stage until then. 30 laps remain now in stage 2. Again, this is a shorter race with running the doubleheader. NASCAR did that earlier this season. We are running our doubleheader at Pocono on the same day. So again, after this race, we will run the Pocono 350. Start time for that one roughly going to be right around 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hardest track to race in this game? Yeah, it's definitely up there, that's for sure. It's not exactly my toughest track. We always seem to have bad luck at Richmond compared to any other track when it comes to bad luck. Pocono's definitely up there. Now we got 12 people currently watching. Thanks for everybody tuning in again here this afternoon. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We do these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast on the daily as I start my young broadcasting career. Hopefully live the dream of one day broadcasting real races within the NASCAR realm. Started the channel to try and get the name out there. But thanks for everybody tuning in, though. Not sure if I'm going to pronounce this right. I'm going to guess it's Obed. What do I think of the next-gen cars? Yeah, so I mean, the look of it, they look pretty good. They obviously sound good. We're not really going to know how they're going to race until we have a bunch of cars on the track for the first time. And even if it's a test session, I still don't think we're going to get the full grasp of exactly how the cars will handle on each track, such as like the 1.5 miles, for instance. I think that they will... or I should say the tests won't really give the full detail. I think you look back at when the Gen 6 cars tested at Las Vegas a couple years ago with the 550 horsepower package that we have on the intermediate tracks now. They tested and it seemed like a pack race, but we only had, test sessions of 20 lap runs at the most. So we didn't get a full feel. We're not going to know exactly how the Gen 7 cars are going to look exactly in race trim over a full race until they actually race on the track. So whatever would be the race after the Daytona 500 in 2022 is likely what we're going to then be able to take away from how they race on the track itself. Actually got the car to stick really well on the apron through turn 1. Again, turn 2 you can get the apron to stick really well. Turn 1's a lot riskier. That is for sure. We saw a problem in the Xfinity race yesterday. Dale Jr. spun out, luckily made a save early in the race when he clipped the apron in turn 1. But no problem so far today for Blaney in the Cup race. So lap 25 will be this time by. Blaney will stay out of the pits this time and likely pit the following time by. A 16-second lead on Kyle Busch already. Busch jumped up to second place a few laps ago on his brother Kurt. Kurt has fallen back to fourth. Kevin Harvick is now up to third. And Logano, the pole sitter, still rounds out the top 5. Again, he finished second in Stage 1, and Logano also led a lot of laps in Stage 1 and Stage 2, so he does have a fast car if he can find himself the track position once again. But for right now, it is his teammate Ryan Blaney out in front as we are halfway through Stage 2. Yeah, Charlotte Roval's probably the most difficult. That's definitely up there too. I'm pretty good at it. Like, I can get a... I mean, you guys know, for those of you that have watched the full race live streams we've had at road courses on this game in particular, that I'm pretty good on the road courses. But you make one mistake at the Charlotte Roval in one of the chicanes, whether that be the back stretch or the front stretch, and you're done. You total the car, you DNF. So it doesn't take much, or you have super heavy damage, and with us having the 5-second damage clock, that obviously kind of hinders how exactly we run there. So no practice, but Blaney hits pit road successfully without speeding, and he is the first driver to hit pit road for his green flag stop in stage number 2. And these guys were going to be a little bit short on fuel, about 8 or 9 laps short. Four tire stop, no adjustments for the 12 team. This is looking like it's going to be a pretty fast pit stop. So yeah, the face cam went away for today, and really the last, well, yesterday too, I guess, for NASCAR Heat 5. It will be back in the near future. Again, the only reason I do not have it, you see Blaney get back on the track here. The only reason I do not have it is because I'm streaming off my laptop. There's a lot better visual quality, video quality with streaming off my laptop, and I get a lot better connection compared to my PS4. And the camera I had was strictly for the PlayStation 4, and because I'm not streaming off of it, I can't use that camera with the laptop and streaming off of a streaming platform on my PC. So that is the only reason there's no face cam. Face cam will be back up soon, not just for Heat 5, but as well for Thunder 04, whenever I can get a new camera at Best Buy, again, in the near future. In near future, I mean, like, soon, like within the next couple days, we'll be all right. We'll have the camera. Not something I wanted to rush. I wanted to make sure the visual quality was going to be there first before I did anything else. And it looks like it's there. Look at that. 3x3 through turn 1 with the lap traffic up ahead. Some lead lap cars, some lap cars. This is going to get tight going into turn 2. Blaney on fresh tires trying to haul past everybody. He got around most of them. And he's quickly into the top 10 again in 9th place. Just waiting for everybody else to pit. Just one caution for incident so far today. That was in stage 1, and that was actually only on lap 11 in this race. Yeah, I don't plan on dumping Bobby Carter unless he turns us, I guess. We don't have any issues with the AI intentionally taking us out on this game like we do in NASCAR Thunder 2004, so we don't have to really worry about it on this. Probably why I race a lot cleaner. Plus, it's a lot easier for me to keep control of the race car in this game versus Thunder 04. That's why I seem to run a lot more cleaner races here. Black Ace, welcome to the stream. Now we did see Balicki. It looked like he blew a tire earlier in the stage, but we stayed green through it. Just 20 laps to go now in stage 2. Blaney's worked himself back up to 7th. Again, I don't think these guys are going to be able to save fuel enough to the end of the stage, and that's why you saw the 12 car hit pit road. 49 green flag laps is just too long to go around this track. Even if we got a caution, I wouldn't even say that they'd be able to save enough fuel under caution. Blaney's making up so much time with these fresh tires right now. It's only going to grow that gap for when everybody else decides to come to pit road a little bit later. Keselowski has to go to the outside on Ty Dillon, Joey Gase here. Blaney all the way to the bottom. Up to 6th. BJ McLeod still hanging out in the top 5 in the 5th position. Looking for his 4th top 10 of the season if he can hold on to it. Remember, he won a stage this year at Phoenix very early in the season also. $18 laps remain. Stage 2. Do I have custom setups? So, I didn't originally have custom setups, and I told you guys that once we got about halfway through the regular season, I was going to dictate if I was going to use custom setups or not, and I was struggling at the beginning of the year to try and find a win without a custom setup. So, if you've wondered why I have won a lot more recently, especially in the Truck and Xfinity series, and we've won a little bit more in the Cup, since using custom setups. But yeah, once we got, I think it was the Coke 600. After we finished the Coke 600 was when I decided to start doing custom setups. Because that was going to be the best chance we were going to have of winning the championship. I wasn't going to lose the championship because I wasn't using custom setups. I didn't want that to be the reason why I lost it. Again, the difficulty's always been the same. It's just the tire wear effect is the only thing I changed from Season 1 to Season 2. And that's why you guys saw me slow out of the gate in all 3 series, really. Not as much in the Xfinity series. But the Truck and the Cup series, I was really slow out of the gate. I mean, it took us, what was it, like 14 races to take the points lead for the first time all season in the Cup Series. But since Blaney's taken the lead about 4 or 5 races ago, he hasn't given it up, and he's only grown that lead more and more race by race. Again, looking for a solid day today at Pocono, both races, to expand on that lead even more as we get closer to the playoffs. 10 people still watching currently right now. We had 13 a little bit ago. Hit the like button for, or not for more content, but hit the like button if you're enjoying the content. Cloud got hung up there with Quinn Half on the 0-0. Blaney up to 5th. Works around the throttle to get around the lap car of Ryan Preece, and McLeod got stuck behind Preece as well. So Blaney back into the top 5, and the leaders have still not hit pit road. So they're not splitting this stage like we saw Ryan Blaney split the stage. They're going to take this run as long as they can, hoping for a caution is what they're going to play out. That's going to be really their only chance of trying to beat Ryan Blaney. Blaney's faster on older tires, but him having fresher tires compared to everybody else is why he was gaining time, despite the fact that his lap times might not have been that great compared to pretty much midway through the run. As the car loosens up, he just gets faster and faster. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. Still none of the leaders have hit pit road, outside of course, Blaney, who has already come into the pits. And not only he's up to 5th place, he is only 5.5 seconds off the lead. He has really trimmed that gap down quite a bit. As he gets later and later into the run as well, he doesn't have to use the brakes in turns 3 and 4. He can just kind of roll out of the gas and back into it. Turn 1 still have to use brakes. This is one of the, again, most treacherous corners in NASCAR is turn 1 at Pocono. I've seen some hard crashes here in the past. You're just on the brakes so heavily. Even with this package, obviously more so before the 550 package. Going into turn 1, but you carry speeds of nearly 200 miles an hour and bog it down to about 150 just to get the car to rotate in turn 1. Such a high-speed racetrack. Kurt Busch will pit from the lead. Harvick in second will pit from the lead. 12 laps to go, and Blaney now back out in front with that lead change at the line. So the Indy Road Course is going to be tomorrow for the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and I believe the start time on that race is supposed to be 2:30, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's at 2:30. I know I set both races up to... Oh, man, Blaney drove it too deep in turn 2 there. I know I set both races up to get done before the Packers game, so that's why I have the Brickyard 400 starting at about 11 o'clock tomorrow. So 2:30 tomorrow will be the Xfinity Road Course race at Indianapolis. And then the Brickyard 400 on the oval for the Cup Series, I believe, is at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Again, Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, 2:30 in the afternoon. No, I would never stream. I'm never up that late. I am not a night owl at all. I'm in bed by 11 o'clock every night. Mostly every night, unless I'm, out doing something randomly, like if I'm at a game or something, when COVID wasn't happening. Oh, yeah, 11 a.m. Yeah, the Brickyard 400's at 11 a.m., and then the Indy road course race at 2:30 in the afternoon. So the rest of the leaders on pit road. Kyle Busch was the last of them to hit the pits. And look at how much time Blaney gained on those fresh tires. But now you see McLeod on fresher tires trying to hang on in 6th. Blaney trying to get around him. This is a good chance for Blaney to trap so many of these guys a lap down to the end of stage 1. But they're all going to be hustling to try and get back around him, as now they have about 15 lap fresher tires. We have 10 laps to go in stage number 2. And he's hanging with McLeod. He's looking low into turn 3 again. BJ trying to fight to stay on the lead lap to the end of the stage. Although if he's a first driver lap down, yes, he would get the free pass, but he'd have to restart at the rear of the field, and he wants to restart right up there with the rest of the leaders. Evan Stewart, welcome to the stream. Oh, McLeod had to check up. Lap car coming out of the pits. Chad Fincham holds up BJ McLeod. Blaney ran a little wide in turn 1. He couldn't keep up with him, and now McLeod gets around Fincham. Blaney's got to get around Chad Fincham now. And even the 39th place car is on fresher tires, so might not have been that easy to pass, but luckily he wasn't completely up to speed yet when Blaney got around him. That's another thing, too. Caution comes out. Those guys are going to have fresher tires than Blaney to the end of the stage. And that could hurt Ryan's chances of trying to win stage number 2. Just 8 laps to go now. Benedetto held up BJ McLeod. McLeod gets underneath them, though, by the time they get into turn 1. Benedetto has been struggling the last handful of races. He was in 14th in points a few races ago. And in that 4-race stretch, he has all of a sudden dropped to 18th. He's now outside the playoff cutoff line. And not having a great day today. It's a bummer. Oh man, that is a huge, huge slide in turn 3. He kept the throttle down. He got really loose. McLeod got caught in line, though, behind the 77 of Ross Chastain. And just like that, there are now only 5 drivers on the lead lap. I don't think McLeod's done yet, but he's got to get through these lap cars a lot quicker. Stuck right there with David Reagan. Yeah, if you're talking about like the NASCAR Pro Series, I thought about it. I tried out for it a couple years ago, but the shift I was working, I couldn't really like stay up late at night to do like the final round the way they had it on there. It wasn't a good like opportunity for me to even qualify for it. And I tried qualifying for it for about a month, but I was doing all right at it. But this is kind of the direction I want to go, though, with the channel. It just really my life and career in general would be with sports broadcasting. I felt like this is the best chance to do it. Actually, gaming itself, I just don't feel like it would really help me out that much with that. In between that and obviously, the same thing goes for iRacing. That's the reason why I don't do iRacing right now, is I got so much on my table with trying to practice, broadcasting, that if I squeeze that in there, although I'd like to try it, I would need more time before I get into something like that and really dedicate myself. Captain Minecraft, welcome to the stream. So again, short pitting worked to perfection there for Ryan Blaney. That is why he has a 37.7 second lead over Kurt Busch. Busch was about 40 seconds off the lead. He's closed in 2.5 seconds since coming out of the pits. He's on fresher tires. Leader's just pitted about 5 laps ago. So we have 5 laps to go currently in stage 2. Still got one more stage to go. Wow, Blaney got loose off of turn 2. He almost ran into the left rear of Bobby Carter as he ducked low to miss it. Car just kept turning straight left. Still got to make it to the end of the race to have a shot to win it. So far, so good. Blaney already made it through stage 1. With the stage win, looking to do the same here in stage 2. Stenhouse outside the top 30. Not having a good run at all there. Couple laps down now. Well, Custer's about to go 2 laps down at 22nd. Blaney's starting to open that gap up quite a bit. Again, and that is where you see the lap times increase. So that's another reason why short pitting works out so well for Blaney, is it takes the car 10 to 15 laps to get going, but his lap times increase over the course of the run. That short pitting just helps it so much better. Have I ever wrecked reading the comments? I don't think I have. I've hit the wall because I've read the comments before, but I don't think I've actually like DNF'd because I read the comments. No. I have gotten in an accident or two, I would have to imagine. But I haven't gotten into anything like harsh that has knocked me out of the race or gave me too much damage that I couldn't repair it like under a 5-second damage clock because of reading the comments. I'm pretty good at multitasking. That I trust myself when doing it. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go now in stage 2. It's a lot harder for me to actually look at the comment section on short tracks and road courses. And super speedways. Those are the 3. The intermediate tracks like this, even though Pocono can be treacherous in the corners, there's such long straightaways and get spaced out kind of easy on longer runs. I can look at the comment section a lot easier. Even if I'm running the high side at 1.5 miles or something, I can tend to look at the comment section and not really make a mistake. It's just where I'm constantly in traffic is where it gets difficult. Green-white checker flag in the air again. Ryan Blaney will win stage 2 at Pocono, and he has swept now the first 2 stages of the race. So, field will bunch back up together. It'll be time for Ryan Blaney to hit pit road. We'll see if anybody else hits the pits here. They pitted with 10 laps to go in the stage. They might stay out of the pits under the stage break. That might have been the reason why they stayed out as long as they did, despite the fact Blaney split the stage in half. No cautions in stage 2 at all. The only caution of the race was in stage 1 at lap 11 in this race. It's the only caution for incident. BJ McLeod will get the free pass. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel coming here for the 12 team. And there you go. So Blaney, Kurt Busch, Logano, Harvick, Kyle Busch, your top 5 in Stage 2. Followed by McLeod, Keselowski, Hamlin, Elliott, and Newman round out the top 10. So those are the 10 drivers that will get stage points in Stage 2. Yeah, I've wrecked. I just haven't DNF'd because of it. Luckily enough. Green flag back in the air. Stage 3 underway. 50 laps to go at Pocono. Will this be the final restart of the race? Blaney already looking to the inside. Trying to break a draft as they go off into turn 1. Trying to get the car to settle, and here comes Kurt Busch to the inside off of turn 1. Side by side for the lead. Blaney tries to side draft him down the straightaway. Here comes Logano on the outside. Blaney goes up to block him, and he's got to let Kurt Busch go. Blaney gets ran into by his teammate Logano. Barely keeps it off the wall as they scatter down below him. That was a big save. Blaney almost ended up in a sharp angle in the wall in turn number 2. After Logano got right into his left rear there. 4 wide through turn 3. Contact now between Kenseth and Blaney, and there you see the crazy restarts that you typically see at Pocono. They made it through, but a lot of track position was obviously lost for the 12 car. Massive push from Byron down the Long Pond straightaway, but Blaney can't get the car to turn. He has a little contact there. And now Jones giving him a shot to get by to Benedetto. Now he's still in 6th. There are a lot of drivers a lap down, or 5th rather, but there are a lot of drivers 1 lap down right now. And Logano has taken the lead away from Kurt Busch. So hard to pass the leader, but he was able to get around the leader. And again, we saw how fast Logano was while he was out in front earlier, and now he's out in front again. Blaney with a block down the track. Oh, man! The Benedetto right all over his back bumper. Blaney saw the run the 21 had, and then 21 just kind of followed him down there. Plenty of time to try and get back through the field. Trying to break the draft. 47 laps left now. Again, second race of the Pocono doubleheader will be coming up again today. A doubleheader Saturday on the channel. Comes Eric Jones. Looks low off of turn 1. Couldn't get there. Blaney trying to break the draft on Jones. Jones started to follow him and then decided to stay high. He might have been able to get a draft off Byron, the 24 car, who was a little bit further up ahead. Byron's trying to get around his teammate Jimmy Johnson. Looked high in turn 2. That wasn't going to work. Blaney trying to make up the time, but there's a very good chance he might pit even sooner in stage number 3 compared to how he pitted in stage 2. He might pit more with 30 to go as look at this. 3 wide off of turn 1. Blaney got to the inside of Johnson, and then Byron went all the way to the top. I don't know how he was able to stick that as they split the 48 car. all got single file by the time they got into turn 2. Contact. 24-12. That just shot the 24 Byron way out ahead of Blaney. Byron took that push and went away with it. We have seen some bump drafting work out on the restarts at this racetrack. The long straightaways allow for bump drafting to work out pretty well here. Usually see a ton of drafting. Even in NASCAR Thunder 2004 earlier in the week, I believe on Monday when we did our full race live stream there at Pocono, even in the Gen 4 cars, you get so much of a draft down the straightaways. More so with these cars with the taller rear spoilers and the higher downforce with this package. And there's contact there as Blaney gets into the wall in turn 2, pushing the car a little too hard. So he got back in the gas too soon. Somebody clipped the grass up there. I think that might have been Matt Kenseth in the 42. And Jones is all over the 12 of Blaney again as he gives him a push down the Long Pond straightaway. So again, there you see bump drafting again. Yep, McLeod keeping that strong run up in 6th place. He unfortunately had to get the free pass, and that's why he restarted at the rear of the field. But if he gets one more caution, he's right back into it again. He is actually closed in on Blaney on this restart, too. Despite restarting at the rear of the field, that shows how far back Blaney has dropped. Well, half the field passed Blaney on the restart after Logano got into Blaney's left rear and just about sent him into the wall in turn 2. And luckily everybody missed him as he shot up the track, too, because that could have been a huge accident. Again, the only caution for incident today was Alex Bowman blowing a right front tire in turn 2 and hitting the outside wall on lap 11 in this race. No caution for incident since, and we are working on nearly 40 laps to go. Something we haven't done yet is alternate through the different camera angles. We will do that for the first time today at the start-finish line this time by. And he tries to get as much ground as he can back. Has not led a lap in the final stage yet. Not under green, at least. Big run into turn 1. Underneath Almirola, he was able to clear Truex as well. Blaney pushes up the track and a crossover by the 10 and the 19, and they're 3 wide off the turn 1. Blaney kind of got a little too tight, maybe overran turn 1. Now he's trying to side draft the 19 of Truex. Ducks in line behind him now. Great crossover by Blaney now to the inside of Truex himself, and he'll clear him before they even get into turn 3. Now Truex is going to give Blaney a push. Down the Long Pond straightaway, Blaney will take it. 196 miles an hour going off into turn 1. Blaney sticks the apron in turn 1. Tell you what, it is risky to do it, but if you can stick the apron really well in turn 1, we've seen when fresher tires are on these race cars that Blaney's been able to do it pretty well. You can make up time down there. It is just risky at how far into the run you end up doing it. .40 laps to go. here at Pocono. Big run. Blaney will get by Boyer. Deep. Blaney drives it down there. He's almost clipping the grass every time he goes into turn 2, and I don't think he's clipped it yet. He drives it so aggressively and so deep every lap, or almost every lap, whenever he can really get the car to stick down there and roll through the entrance of the corner. He is definitely down on the bottom. Definitely didn't stick the bottom in turn 1. See Matt Kenseth, Chase Elliott side by side up there. They're both a lap down. Brad Keselowski currently is in the free pass position in 7th. Blaney fell so far off the lead. He is still 12 seconds back. This is as far back as he has been today. Tells you how bad of a restart he had. And that's going to make short pitting this time a lot more relevant to try and get to the lead compared to when he short pitted the first time. He had about a 15-second lead when he short pitted in stage 2. He's going to short pit in about 8 laps here, and he's still 12 seconds off the race lead. So this could be a huge advantage if we go caution free in the final stage like we did stage 2. Short pitting is going to win Ryan Blaney this race, or at least give him a better shot of winning the race. Canadian Bacon, welcome to the stream. Three wide into turn number 2. Haven't seen it work out much. A little contact between the 95 and the 12. Kenseth now trying to push Blaney. Underneath him, Blaney trying to hold him back. And caution. With 38 laps to go, we have our second caution of the race. Well, this is going to be interesting. This is now going to bunch everybody back together. And we're going to have about 34 laps to go when we go green. Who is B.J. McLeod? Yeah, I don't know how B.J. McLeod started up. I don't know where he has a bunch of money. I think, does his parents own McLeod, like pillow company or mattress company or something? Because if that's the case, then I think it's like a pillow company or something like that. If there's even any relation there. Obviously. But I think that's where he got his money. Originally. And now he just owns his own team. Hey, he's into racing. He's willing to own his own team with Matt Tift, it looks like. So, good for him. Better for the sport to get those teams in there. Green flag back in the air. Final restart of the race, perhaps. We'll see this time. And McLeod, speaking of which, is back in this with that caution. Keselowski got the free pass. He'll restart a little bit further back. And he couldn't quite follow in line. Oh, Blaney slides into Kenseth. And Hamlin takes over on the bottom. And Blaney barely kept it off the wall. And now he's getting split 3 wide again there by Byron and Truex. Almirola's going to give him a push down the Long Pond straightaway. Big run into turn 1, 200 miles an hour into the braking zone underneath William Byron. Trying to stick the corner. Byron slides by on the outside, beats Blaney back to the gas. And Bell's going to get around him on corner exit now as well. Look at him. Blaney all the way down the track trying to shake off Truex. And obviously Blaney can't short pit like he did in stage 2 with that caution. Here comes Bowman after blowing a right front tire earlier today. He's trying to gain some much needed track position. Now Marolo's giving Blaney one heck of a push once again. Down the Long Pond straightaway, 200 miles an hour again into turn 1. And he could not grip up like he did the prior time. He does keep it off the wall, but that push basically sent Ryan Blaney into turn 1 at way too high of a speed that he could not hold on to the race car. It's got way too tight. Ooh, contact with Bowman now. Blaney is having a tough time with this car here in this final stage. He's trying his best to keep it off of everybody right now and be able to really run his own race. Hard on the brakes into turn 1. Can't quite clear Truex. Truex hanging on the right rear corner panel off as well. Man, oh man. Only oval with one true straightaway. Oh wow, Truex and Johnson split Blaney 3 wide. Blaney's still going backwards. Eric Jones trying to hang in there with him now. Oh, maybe a little contact between the 20 and the 12. And Jones slides by. 30 laps to go at Pocono. Blaney is still fading during the run. Back to the inside of Jones again. A little side draft going off into turn 1, but he can't get the car to turn. Nemechek almost got under him. Blaney trying to block Nemechek. Break the draft off of him as well. Side drafting Eric Jones back once again. Yeah, favorite food would probably be burgers, man. I'm a big burger eater. Like, I don't know. It's like something about like just a good burger. Fresh off the grill. I'm a huge cheese guy too, so I mean you throw that is my ideal meal. Like if I was going to die in the next couple hours and I had one more meal left in me. Fix me up the freshest burger that you could find. And that would be my final meal. I'm not talking like a fast food burger, you know, like it's something you would get at like McDonald's or something. I'm talking like a fresh burger off a charbroiled grill. Here we go. At Pocono, Blaney got in the wall off of turn 1. Johnson gets by him. Truex. Wow, Keselowski has even caught him now. We thought last restart was bad for Blaney. This one might be even worse. He just keeps going backwards and cannot catch a break. .993. Last lap time there for Blaney. They're getting into the wall. Makes a lot of passes though. Down the Long Pond straightaway and going off into turn 1. Way too much pressure. Hey, thanks for stopping by anyway, Diamond Jeff. That's funny. "26 laps left. Blaney just can't get it going here. Seems like the car is slowly starting to come back to him. That last lap was a 55.507. See, his fastest lap of the race is a 54.044. When the car gets longer into the run and it loosens up and he is still tight. He's pushing the car maybe a little too hard as well. A mixture of those two things, but you got to push the car hard at this point in the race. We don't get another caution. It's going to be tough for Ryan Blaney to get back into this one. And he's only going to get faster as the run carries on. And not only his lap times get quicker, but everybody else starts to then drop off. Joey Logano, who's led the most laps today, is leading this race. Well, they used to downshift into turn one. They might with the sequential gearbox. With the next-gen cars, I'm not sure, again, how that's going to exactly work on certain tracks, but yeah, downshift in turns 1 and 2 at Pocono. They did that before they had the current 550 package. It's 2.5 miles. That's the same length as Daytona and just shorter in length than Talladega. Indianapolis is also 2.5 miles. I think the only reason they call Daytona and Talladega a super speedway is because of how the track races more than the actual length of the track. But you can, I guess you can consider this a super speedway. But then again, you got to think too, Watkins Glen is nearly 2.5 miles in length. I think it's like 2.45 miles. It's fast. Would you consider that a super speedway? Even though it's a road course, so it's kind of like one of those things. I think it's more of like how the track races more than anything. Trying to downshift the third. I am not downshifting the third. No, it does not work with this package. Yeah, it just does not work with this package. It's a different gearing with the 550 horsepower package compared to what you would have seen originally with not only the Gen 6, but again, Gen 4 would have downshifted here to car of tomorrow. It wouldn't have mattered. You're just so fast in turn 1, and the gearings wind up so much down the Long Pond straightaway. You got to think, again, this is the longest straightaway in NASCAR. And you're carrying, with those cars, well over 200 miles an hour. You're talking about 210, 215 going off into turn 1 with the Gen 6 car before the rules package change on the intermediate tracks. So that's why you'd see them downshift, because they would be down to about 145, 150 in turn 1, and it'd be quicker to get the car back up to speed again by downshifting the third by the time they get into turn 2. And then even some drivers would downshift again in turn 2 into turn 3. Yeah, that could be another reason why it's called a super speedway too. Between the banking and exactly, you're on the gas the entire time too. 22 laps to go at Pocono. We are nearing the end of race 1 of the Pocono doubleheader. Still no lap traffic for the leaders. That is really going to dictate whether or not Blaney can get through this field. And he's still in 6th place. He is 8 seconds behind BJ McLeod in 5th. And still 14 seconds off the race lead. Cindy Duncan, 57, welcome to the stream. Just have to wait and see if he can run him back down. Again, he's only going to get quicker as the run carries on, but is he too far behind with too few of laps to go? William Byron slowly getting faster throughout the course of the day. He's someone who hasn't had great luck on restarts either. I think that's why he's outside the top 10. He's not had luck on the restarts, and by the time everything gets spaced apart, he's having a hard time on the long runs just trying to catch back up to other drivers. You see him outside the top 10 today. So keep an eye on Byron in race 2. I think he has the potential to have a pretty solid day. 20 laps to go now. Lost Me, Jam 1, welcome to the stream. And he overruns turn 1 again. Car still a little on the tight side. Not by much. You can almost feel the car just slowly coming back to fruition. And we are less than an hour away from the start of Stream 2. Again, we are looking at about 5:30. Stream time will start at 5:25 Eastern Standard Time for race 2 of the Pocono doubleheader. So a little less than 50 minutes away from that. After the conclusion of this race. We need to get to the finish of this one first. Less than 20 laps to go. Blaney is closing in on the lead. He's about 12 seconds back now. A few laps ago, he was 14 seconds off the lead, so he is slowly but surely closing in. Again, is he going to have enough time? There is pretty heavy lap traffic that Logano is going to catch here, and that is going to help Blaney out as long as he gets through the lap traffic as well. And he's still got to pass other cars on the lead lap, such as McLeod, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch are the top 5. Not sure who's in second or third between Kurt and Harvick. Trying to stay in the left rear corner panel. Blaney broke away from Kenseth a little bit there. Might have been a little contact there as well. Having to turn and rotate the cars much in the corners, that's going to help him as well. Car's really starting to free up. Never had to use the brakes in turn 2 that time either. That's also going to help. He hit his marks perfectly. No, I'm not going to eat dinner before the Pocono 350 now. I was going to eat after. Michigan plays tonight, so I was planning on, I think we're going to have some food in the house for the game. Chase Elliott in that free pass position in 8th place currently. And Blaney is about to catch B.J. McLeod as well. You can see McLeod up here. Huge pack of traffic there. Some lap cars, some lead lap cars mixed in turn 3. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch just got through it. I believe it was Timmy Hill and maybe Bobby Carter, the 2 lap cars, that were holding those guys up. And that has allowed Joey Logano to break away with the lead even more. 16 laps to go. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles one final time in the race today over the next dozen laps. And that will lead us close to the finish. Cloud looks low, hits his marks. Blaney goes outside of him in turn 1, not wanting to bother the 78. Beats him back to the gas and easily is going to clear him down the next straightaway. So, again, Blaney is cutting through the field. Now he's in the top 5 for literally the first time in about 20-25 laps. He has not been higher than 4th since the very start of the final stage, after he had won stage 2. The car is coming alive. He might not need a caution anymore. I think he's going to be able to get there. I think he's kind of hoping that it stays green now. That might bring some drivers to pit road if we get a caution. Blaney out of the gas on corner exit off of turn 1. Trying to stay high of Ross Chastain. It was Chastain, not Timmy Hill. Far back, it looked like it could have been Hill. Look at the ground gain. Harvick, Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch right there. More lap traffic right in front of those 3. Trey, welcome to the stream. Blaney is coming in a 4-car battle for second. Blaney almost ran into the back of Kurt Busch into turn 3. Busch checks up. Contact. Blaney tried to check up in time. A little damage to the front of his race car. Luckily, it shouldn't be heavy. This battling here near second place is allowing Logano to pull away even more. Blaney goes all the way to the bottom of the track. Now he got it in the back of Stenhouse. Kurt Busch stuck behind Ty Dillon. Joey Gase pulls down in front of Blaney. Blaney checks up on the curbing as these guys battle it out to the finish. 13 to go. Big run through turn 2. Harvick got hung up behind LaJoie. Blaney is up to second. About 4.5 seconds off of his teammate Logano for the race lead. And he just shot the gap there underneath Balicki. Oh man, Blaney got really loose off of turn 2. Logano within sight now, 2.5 seconds ahead, and no lap cars between the top 2. Blaney is hauling the mail. That thing is really out of control. It has loosened up quite a bit over the course of this run. 11 laps left. It was so tight for so long, but now it has just got extremely loose. He's having a hard time to try and hang on to it. Checking the tire wear just to make sure. Seems to be alright, like it shouldn't be loose, but the fact of the matter is it is loose. We're coming to 10 laps to go this time by, but Blaney is catching Logano a lot quicker than I think we all believed that he was going to have a shot to catch him. The fact that he's going to catch him coming to 10 laps to go is pretty wild. And Logano now stuck behind Half off of turn 3. 10 laps remain. Blaney to the inside. Into turn 1. Trying to get underneath the 22 of Logano. Kind of clips the apron. Blaney goes around. Contact a little bit there with the 00 of Houff. We stay green. And lots of time lost. Blaney's just having too tough of a time with that race car and how loose it is right now. Quickly trying to get back up to second place. 3 wide pass to do it around Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick. 6.5 seconds off the lead as they come to 9 laps to go. Logano's got a little bit more breathing room. How fast Blaney is, he should be able to catch him, but that car is so out of control loose right now. Late in this run. I think when he kind of tapped Quinn Houff, it kind of straightened him out a little bit. Could have been a lot worse than what it was. That is for certain. Eight laps to go. And no lap cars between the top 2 once again as Blaney got around Bubba Wallace. Slides it into turn 1. Trying to stay hooked to the yellow line. Again he slides it. Locks it down. Trying to save it back across the track. Downshifts to second gear. And he's still in second place. We still stay caution-free. Now Busch is up to second. Harvick up to third. Ryan Blaney is struggling with the handling of his race car late. Never made contact with anything there. Again, making a save in turn 1. At least keeping him in the race. And nonetheless in the top 5 as he goes for second on Kyle Busch. But already locked into the playoffs, looking for another win. Logano now with an 11-second lead with just 7 laps to go. And he might need a caution now. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream. 10 seconds. Logano is dropping off quickly, though. Blaney is catching him in a hurry. Blaney's pretty good in turns 2 and 3. Just keeps overrunning turns 1 just a little bit. But again, it's because of how loose the car is on corner entry especially. He might have one more shot to get up there. We only have 6 laps to go, and he is definitely running out of time. We have had just 2 cautions all day today. In the first of 2 Pocono races, the Pocono doubleheader. Doing pretty good, Jackson. Thanks for asking. And it is 2 Penske drivers battling it out for the win. Logano looking for a W here. Five laps to go to try and do it. Blaney's about 6 seconds off the lead. Logano's been caught in pretty heavy lap traffic the last couple laps, and that is giving Ryan Blaney at least a chance. I guess not heavy lap traffic, but enough lap traffic to where it's just so hard to pass on this track, especially cleanly. There's a will, there's a way. But all these lap cars that Logano, although is struggling to pass, has gotten around. Blaney's got to get around him also. Look at how low he dove into turn 2. Got it to stick as he gets around Austin Dillon. Now 5 seconds off the lead. Logano had to pass 2 cars in turns 2 and 3. Blaney stuck now behind Priest. Corner exit off of turn 3. 4 laps to go. He's going to have to time it out perfect if he's going to want to get there. And he cannot make another mistake either. And using the steering wheel. He's just trying to go the shortest way around the track, down the straightaways even. He's doing everything he can. Simply because he wasn't in the draft, but that kind of messed his corner entry up into turn 2. Ran a little bit higher line. Got it to stick though. And we will be coming to 3 laps to go. A little bit better corner in turn 3, but now he's caught behind David Reagan. Daniel Suarez up here too. Almost some contact between the 36 and the 12. 3 laps to go. And Logano just passed another lap car. I believe 2 of them. No, just 1. And that might be the last lap car he's going to catch today. I think that was Cole Custer in the 41. Blaney just trying to keep control of the car. Back in the gas too soon, slid up the track in turn 1, but he is running him down with a chance to catch Logano one more time. He has gotten to him. He has not gotten around him. Blaney has not led a single lap in the final stage of the race. Drives it in deep into turn 2 again, trying to hang on to the car. He does as he'll get around Custer into turn 3. 2 laps to go this time by Blaney trying to hang on to it. He is faster if he can keep control of the race car. Amari P, welcome to the stream. 2 laps left for Joey Logano. Can he hold on to win it at Pocono in the first of 2 races on a doubleheader? Blaney can't make any more mistakes. He's made a couple of them while trying to run down Logano already. These 2 are 11 seconds ahead of Harvick back in 3rd. Logano into turn 2. Blaney goes a little bit lower, trying to get underneath Logano. He's there off of turn 2. Blaney will pass his teammate for the lead and clear him before they get into turn 3. Now has to just keep control of the race car. And they are coming to the white flag this time by Ryan Blaney back out in front at Pocono. A place where he got his first career win 4 years ago. Looking to get his second career win at the racetrack. Still has to hang on one more lap. The 2 mistakes he made in turn 1 costed him time on Logano. He still fought back to get to the lead. And he made it through turn 1 that time. 2 more turns to go. Got way out of the gas in turn 2. He started to open that gap up a little bit. About a 1.5 lead now. 1 more corner to go. A lap car in between the top 2 now as well. And 1 final time through turn 3. Off of turn 3 now. To the start-finish line, Ryan Blaney will win it at Pocono in race 1 of the doubleheader. Big time win for Ryan Blaney, passing Logano with about a 1.5 laps to go and pulling away in that last 1.5 laps to get the dub. And the victory celebration for the 2nd time Blaney wins at Pocono in his young career. And he'll have a shot to do it again today, as race 2 will start in a little bit. Again, we're starting at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time for race 2 of the doubleheader here at Pocono. And Ryan Blaney in victory lane at the track once again here in the Pocono Organics 325. Take a look at the unofficial results. Just 7 drivers finished on the lead lap here today. One hour, 53 minutes total time on race 1 here at Pocono. Blaney with the win. Joey Logano second, a 1-2 finish for Penske Racing. Kevin Harvick third, Kurt Busch in fourth. Kyle Busch rounds out the top 5. Great run for BJ McLeod, finishing in 6th. 7th place, Brad Keselowski. Chase Elliott 8th. 9th was Denny Hamlin, and Matt Kenseth rounds out the top 10. Just 2 cautions per incident today. One at lap 11 and one with 38 laps to go in the final stage of the race. The only 2 DNFs were Chris Buescher and Matt Kenseth, as they both failed to finish this race today as well, unfortunately, for those 2. So there we go again, doing the points myself here for this season. 53.306. Logano had the fastest lap. He also led the most. 67 of the 130 laps led for Joey today. Led over half the race. Look out for him in race 2 coming up later today to try and get redemption to win it. But at least his teammate of all drivers was the one that beat him in the last lap and a half. So Ryan Blaney wins race 1 of the Pocono doubleheader. Race 2 will be coming up in about a half hour. So stay tuned for that one. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below if you enjoyed the race commentary, the video in general. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good rest of your day. I'll catch you in a little bit.